Hi everyone, I am Tara and I would like to welcome you all back to my channel, Spirit Mother Teachings of Going Within. Today I'm going to talk about hypocrites, okay, because we've all been a hypocrite. And anyone who says that they haven't, they're full of poop, okay? The reason I do these topics sometimes is because of observing. And the observation most often is that we say things that we tell other people, but we don't follow it ourselves, or we don't believe it. Or if we tell somebody like you shouldn't eat candy and then we go and eat it, that's why I said, like, I mostly eat fruits and vegetables, but sometimes I do indulge in some ice cream because I don't eat a lot of sugar. The main part of it is like, it's when it comes to our children, okay? And very touchy subject, but I have children of my own, and I know that I was a hypocrite. Like, you tell your kids, don't eat candy to rot your teeth, or you can't have this, you can't have that. But meanwhile, we're sitting there and we're eating it in front of them. Is that actually teaching them that it's something that's not good for us? A lot of the time we say things, and I notice that I do it. Like, I tell people, get outside, go for a walk, stuff like that. And lately I haven't been, but I do it. But I can be a hypocrite sometimes. People tell us all this stuff, but when you're telling it's a different story. They twist it around, and then because it doesn't fit their agenda at that moment. And that's a lot of what can make us hypocrites. I'm a little stumped right now with regards to talking about this, because I can feel other people, and it's like, who are you to say that I'm a hypocrite? And I feel it. And when we're sitting there, and okay, we can say about someone else's appearance, okay, but have you ever, like, when you say about somebody else's appearance, do you look at your own? Because maybe your appearance is the same. So it's pretty hypocritical of you to say about, oh, well, that person's hair is like, do they ever cut their hair? It's like, look at yourself. Do you ever cut your hair? I know, geez, this is a really hard topic, and si sui e salada se le coreana creato le buria itai iquia. Okay. Shkon. Just to yai. Shkala I know yana. E sui de kula duria dale sui. Tikina matakutileta. Like, we tell our kids, and we tell other people not to do this, and because of this reason, but then we turn around and we do it. So it's like looking and say, didn't you just tell me not to do that? Narcissists can be pretty hypocritical, but an empath can be too. An empath feels on a different level. And This is touchy for some too, because I'm saying about an empath and a narcissist. And a couple of weeks ago, I did a video about empaths and narcissists and how they are so much alike, only they're feeling it on different spectrums. An empath is feeling someone's pain and frustration and stuff like that too. But a narcissist is more of an aggressive, but an empath can be too in ways. So that kind of makes, when you say, well, you're a narcissist, it makes you a hypocrite if you're doing the same thing. Because we're all narcissists. And some will say, oh, well, I'm not. Well, yes, we all have that narcissistic tendencies. There's some that are full blown. Okay. And for anyone to say that they're not an empath or they're not a narcissist or they're not a hypocrite, well, when you observe yourself, and if you really actually are fair to your own judgment, then you will notice that. Like I know, like I don't eat candy, but I do eat ice cream. And the other day, someone gave me a pack of candies. They're like those Coke bottle candies, only there's like no sugar in them or something like that. But to me, like, they tasted good, but they're actually sickening. So I'm being honest with that. And there's this ice cream, it's oh so delicious, and it's oh so delicious that it's addictive. So when you start eating it, you can't stop. But I tell the kid, you can't have that. Or I like telling somebody that, like, you shouldn't do that, but then you turn around and do the same thing yourself. So they're looking at you, but they don't say anything. Also, when you experience something, like my spiritual journey, I've been experiencing a lot of different things, and people will be very judgmental, and it's kind of well, okay, you're judgmental until it happens to you, but then you still won't admit to it. So that's the hypocrite, because you're saying one thing and saying that you believe in one thing, but then you're seeing it and you believe what you see. So it's like, why not admit to it? We don't like to admit to the fact that we are all capable of being this way. And that's when we throw shade on one another. So it becomes even more hypocritical, because we're throwing the shade on someone and we're not looking at ourselves, which that makes us a hypocrite. We're always judging people. I hear people saying about, okay, I'm going to say it because it's really touchy for some, but it's stuff that needs to be talked about, stuff that needs to be put in the open, because there are so many people that are being opinionated, but a lot of the opinion comes from things being pushed on us. Like I had somebody saying about a lot of the clothes, okay, are made for like, with regards to men, a lot of the clothes are made for metrosexual. Okay. Where's the clothes for, like, men? Okay. Well, you're saying it's gay. but you're saying about straight. So it's a conflict. It's like, get over it. There's more and more people, like fashion is all over the place right now. For hair, the way we dress, like you get young ones, even older ones, where they're going around with their pants down the crack of their bum, and you got other people saying about it, but yet they're wearing pants that are too big and they're falling off. So it's the same thing. If your pants are falling off, it's kind of the same thing. Like, even if the kids are going around with their pants hung down, it's fashion. But when your pants are too big and we can't afford it, and we say about them, well, what right do we have to say about how somebody else dresses? This is really weird because there's a lot of different stuff coming in right now, and I'm getting confused because it's okay, an example. Like, okay, I used to have a lot of clutter. Like I said before, a lot of chaos and clothes everywhere and what have you. And now I have a hard time being somewhere where it is that. So I'm a hypocrite because I was once like that. So it's kind of the same as an ex-smoker that says about smokers. Well, think about when you were a smoker. We really have no right to say anything if we were, because I was a smoker and I quit in 2008. Okay. And I hear some people they that were smokers, and they start and they say stuff about smokers being dirty and stinky and stuff like that. It's like, hey, think about when you were a smoker, when people felt that way about you. Okay, everybody quits in their own time. So it's like, if you've done it and you've changed, good for you. But what right do we have to say about somebody who hasn't quit yet? Okay. I know some people, they talk about a certain person because they would drink and drive. And I hope to God they don't anymore. But this person would drink and drive. Well, another person, their spouse, used to drink and drive. Okay. And then I had another person that would say about this person about drinking and driving, but yet I've seen this person drinking and driving themselves. And I'm going to say it, sometimes they've drank and drove with their kid in the car. And I just felt my head vibrate. It's like, whoa. And I don't care. People can be upset with me, angry with me, what have you. I'm not saying anything. If you're getting this vibe, if you're feeling that way, then maybe you're like that. I've drank and drove before, and I'm not proud of it. But I'm able to admit to it. So I have no right to say anything about this person or people who do it because I've done it. I'm not saying it's right because it's not right, and we shouldn't be drinking and driving. You get people in different parts of the system where people are looking And your common person, they're going to jail for drinking and driving, and somebody who is in a higher position, they're getting nothing. And I know that some of you know exactly what I'm talking about, like people in the higher government, or people in different um, areas. They're getting caught, and it comes out in the news, but nothing's happening. So that's a hypocritical action. That's a hypocritical thing. It's like, what's the way I look at it is, what's good for one is good for them all. If they're doing the same thing, what's like, really, what's the difference? Why should one person be treated differently than the other? They're both doing the exact same thing. So doesn't that make it hypocritical? It's like people like, I even think of it myself. Okay, what right do I have to say about this person when I've done it myself? Might not do it anymore, but I've done it. And we're all learning from the things that we do. And sometimes we just keep repeating. And then we think that, oh, well, we'll make an excuse for it. Well, you're out of excuses because you can't make excuses anymore. And that's all we do. When you're telling your children to eat healthy and you're eating crap food. Or sometimes I've seen it where adults are eating healthy food, and I'm looking and they're giving their kids crap food. It's like, a lot of us, well, not a lot of us, some of us, we live in fear. Okay, if we're single parents, okay, especially women, a lot of the time, they people become afraid that if their kids don't eat, then it's going to get reported and someone's going to come in and try to take their kids. Okay, I've known I've known this. Well, like, you got to get your kid to eat. If your kid's not hungry, they're not hungry. You can't force feed them. Okay, because if you force feed, that's abuse. Okay, it's abuse. If they're not hungry, they're not hungry. But we can't make special meals for everybody, and we can't just, if we're telling our kids that we want them to eat healthy, if you give them healthy food and they don't eat it, they just want junk food. Well, the only way you're going to get them out of eating that junk food is if you keep putting healthy food in front of them and taking that right out of the equation. Say, sorry, it's not available. Eat what you got. Because eventually they will. Like, say you have your child and the child, I don't want that. I don't like that. Okay, well, that's all there is. So you can eat it, or like, you have nothing. And that's their choice. But some would say, well, they'd say that you're not feeding your kid. You're feeding your kid. Your kid's just choosing not to eat what you're giving them. Why, how can anybody come in and say that, well, your kid's not eating healthy food, so feed them junk food? No. We learn. If you take something out of the equation, we're not going to want it no more. It's not going to be there. So taking junk food and crap food and all that stuff out of sight, out of mind, it's no longer there. They'll eat it. They'll eat the good food. They're just being picky and hard to get along with. And sometimes we grow up as adults being that way. Sorry. And Tiskiratalas kalmai. Pikitotoriatana. Tisiai. Kriotolekoi. Kimiketatoyeta. Ishkama akuma setue selaesa. Tiamutore. Kayashkaya suraya kore. I can't say sorry for this because I have a lot coming in. My Rushka Mukwai. Whoa. I had somebody who was mocking me, telling me that I wasn't seeing things on different planes and dimensions until just, I think it was this morning. I think maybe I might actually posted on my Facebook a person to go watch because I watched them today or yesterday, whatever day, because like I have no time perception. I don't know if today was yesterday or yesterday was today because every day is today. I was telling this person like about we live on different timelines and we see different things, and I'm constantly seeing different things on different timelines and what have you. I see different versions of people. And I know that I'm seeing the different versions of people, and I'm looking, and my head's like, it's like, whoa. And I told them that sometimes, like, I'm like, I can see things go before me, and I'm seeing on the different timelines. I'm seeing my own self, my own life on different timelines. I'm seeing different things happening and making decisions, and it's happening all at the same time. It's like, whoa. And that's why like I get like, holy crap. I am very advanced, and sometimes just oh crap, excuse me. Oh yeah, and I seen an orange stop sign today. It was really weird because someone said that maybe it was faded out from the sun or the rain. No, this stop sign actually looks pretty brand new, and I even Googled faded stop signs and deteriorating stop signs from sun damage or what have you, and it never went orange. And like I said, this was fairly new. Okay, the quantum law. Once you master this, the shift happens. Okay, and see if I can get his name. And I watched it, and on this, he was talking about the stuff that I was talking about. So I found out that this person that was mocking me and telling me that like it ain't happening and kind of mocking me on it, they found this video and they got me to come to it because they actually started to understand more of what I've been trying to explain. I may not be able to put it on a chalkboard, but I'm actually explaining it in English some. And if you don't understand what I'm saying in the different languages, that's okay. Take what you get from my English language if you're English. Okay. If you can feel the rest of it, the energy behind it, and you can actually feel it and understand it in a different aspect, then good. Okay. This guy is Quasi Joer, Quazijohir. It's this guy right here. Okay. And the person told me today that like, okay, like you think I don't watch your videos, but this is proof that I do watch some of them. And I look and I think, well, okay, if you do watch my videos, then why are you criticizing me? Why are you talking to me and treating me the way you do? That's being a hypocrite. You're believing this, but you're not believing it at the same time because you're throwing shade on the person, one of the people that are saying it. And then sometimes we go and like Jordan Peterson, it's a lot of fear mongering. He's a psychologist or what have you, but it's a lot of like stuff that's going on in the world. And I'm more of the inner. I'm the inner consciousness because I'm doing my own consciousness work. And I was talking to a woman today at a store, and I said about the videos that I do, and I said, like, just in order to understand what my channel is about, go and read my description. Because when I go live, I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth. I'm just going with spirit, hence Spirit Mother. I am a mother of spirits. It just comes in, and it's what I'm directed to say. That's why sometimes it's like I'm pausing and it's like, okay, everything's all coming in. So for like where I'm going through this, if I come across somebody that was going through it and I felt like, well, this is kind of surreal, I would be really hypocritical if I told the person that they were lying or that it wasn't happening to them, because I know differently. And when you start coming into your higher self, like this woman today, when I told her that, I told her, like in some of my videos, I come off as a bitch. And I will be straight up. And that's okay. Because we all do. And it's not a matter of me feeling like I'm right all the time, because I learn different things all the time from people. I am not somebody that can learn things from a book because I don't like to read. And I'm honest about it. I don't like to read. I was never good in school. I know how to read, but I don't like reading because I'm more of a person that learns through visual or audio experience, hands-on. And if something doesn't interest me, it just doesn't interest me. I will try things. There's my little dude up there. He likes it up there. But it's more of like, I don't go and I don't watch a lot of news once in a while just to like gander. But most of the time it's people coming to me and telling me. We went on a trip last week, and someone contacted us and told us something that was found out that everybody had been saying all along, and it came to fruition. It was about our prime minister, about like that he was getting a divorce from his wife. Okay. All right. And then some are saying that it may come out that he's gay. Well, okay. But his marital status and his sexual status should have nothing to do with the way he's been running the country, because he's been running the country pretty shitty. I'm just being truthful. And when we tell people that, oh, it's a conspiracy theory, but then when it comes to light, that it wasn't a conspiracy theory, it was actually truth. These people that were telling people, will you stop? That's just a conspiracy theory. They won't even say like, hey, look, I'm sorry, you were right. Why? Why can't people just admit that they're wrong? Really? Why is it so hard for us to admit it? Like, there's a lot of stuff that is going to come out about people like that other people has said, well, that's a conspiracy theory. Most conspiracy theories have come to truth. Okay, now I'm going to, oh crap, what happened there? Oh, there we go. Oh shoot, okay. Okay, I'm going to show a couple pictures because oh shit. It looks like it is gone. When this all began, this COVID, what have you, whatever the heck we want to call it, or crap, or what have you. Okay, when it first came about, like I said, I was doing some research and what have you. Uploads. Okay. I got really deep and I started there's one of them. Okay. It's down here. I started going into things deep. I was decoding a lot of stuff. But before that, I was in Alberta and I was sitting on my bed and I started drawing. And like I said in my thing, I am a psychic. I have a lot of weird stuff in here. This here was actually in my trailer, if you look at that. Okay, it's not my camera. And some would say, oh, that was your camera. Nope. And oh, hold on. Here's my kazoo. Tell me that's my camera. If you said that wasn't real, you'd be a hypocrite because you all know that it is. Strange things happen. Okay. This here, this was done February 8th, 2020. Okay. If you look at that, okay, you have all that stuff in there. Okay. And that's what we're seeing. Okay. This here, the church, the penis through the chimney. We're getting at from behind. The cogs, the giants, the big businesses. That's the big businesses. The zoology, the people in the clouds, in the sky, the hearts as the crown. Okay? Now I'm going to, like the creeds, Terra, the earth. And it's like, and through the earth, it has like what looks like chemtrails of what people are saying. Okay? Now I'm not shitting you. And I'd be a hypocrite if I told those people that no, you're not seeing it, because I've actually seen it for myself. And I actually see it in my drawing. I see it all in here of what was going on. And I will explain it. Because a pastor gave me a card one day. Not a business card, but a card. And it had a verse in it from Corinthians 3:2. Okay? And in that, it said that wives shall submit to thy husband, because that makes it a man's world. But it's neither man nor female world. It's supposed to be both. And that's part of the center, because we are man, we are woman. Okay? That's where the mother is a lot of the caring, loving, protection. because we all know that the bitches, the females, they go after their kids and see what happens. And I know men do it too, but men have a lot of more strength in a different way. They're a gatherer, they're the worker, what have you. But it's supposed to be shared. Okay, that's this. Okay, and if somebody tells me I'm wrong, well, whatever. But deep down, you know that that's the way it's supposed to be, because there's either one way that you go too far. It's like the right and the left, the sublime to the ridiculous, instead of meeting together and being united. Like when you're a parent, that's why the kids will go and they'll say, well, I'll go ask dad or I'll go ask mom, because they figure one will change over the other. So they conflict you. They put you in conflict with one another, and they know what they're doing. Whenever anybody does that, they know exactly what they're doing. Okay. So as I said before, when I went through this, and a lot of people have seen things on different dimensions, experience or timelines or realms or what have you, because we're constantly going through the different things. That's why we're seeing things differently, and it's not making sense. It's like when you look, it's like this way one minute, and then it's that way this minute, and what have you. Okay, some people are thinking that everything is still, you got to put your mask on, and others are saying no, like we're going in and it's not like that. So figuring out what timeline you're on, and by changing your own vibration, then you'll get on your timeline, you'll get on the right place. Okay, and you call me whatever you want, I don't care. Okay, so when I was going through this, I had said that I had things happening. Okay, I was in my house, and it was strange because I was looking in a mirror here, which the way the mirror was positioned, there would be no way that I'd be able to see on my couch or at the speaker. Okay, but I was seeing these images like they were on my couch, and there was a really tall, rough person with long reddish hair and a long red beard and just very gigantic. Okay, and then on the other side of it, other end, there was this Mongolian, a big Mongolian man. It was like Cronus and Genghis Khan. Okay, so you're going on different dimensions, timelines, and what have you. And it's like, if you look, it's like the land and the aggression, what have you. And then behind my speaker, like I said before, there were 3 other figures. 2 of them appearing to be East Indian male twins, one wearing a black gown, one wearing a white gown. And then in between them, it was like another person, only like they were more like gray in color. And they had black hair, and they had like black eyes. And they were wearing what appeared to be a blue uniform. Okay, whether that was Shiva, could have been, who knows? Because Shiva is the light. Okay, so when I looked things up, Nekon, it was 11'9". It's in the comics. Okay, because we are the comics. We are the ancestors. We are Superman, Wonder Girl, or Wonder Woman, and all that. We are them. Because all this stuff talks about us, and somebody's thinking I would think I'm crazy. It's like, no. Not. Think of what you can relate with. because you do have those powers, you do have those abilities. But like I said before, think of Superman, okay? Kryptonite is the heavy metals. Kryptonite was what made Superman weak. Metals, heavy metals make you weak, right? You can't deny it. Because we've all said it. It makes you sick. Okay? When I was going through after this happening and seeing them and what have you, I was in the middle of the house and all of a sudden I hollered out Tesseract, which I was saying Tesseract. Well, if you look, a lot of it's saying Tesseract is an energy cube. And it's not bullshit. It's not something that's just from the Marvels or what have you. It's real. Okay? So it's when I say like, and then Krona, okay, was 6'8". These were about the sizes that these beings were. And I know that the Gemini twins, or the twins, they were the twins. What they say. Okay? So it's breaking the sire, the father of the pain. The father of the pain is time. It's telling us that you got to remember. You got to, like, okay? And the Terra, the earth. Okay? And when it's and I wrote it, love me now, love the earth. We're hurting the earth. We're tearing it apart. And when we're tearing the earth apart, we're tearing the mother apart. And you are part of the mother. So we're tearing each other apart. And like, I believe this stuff and I understand this stuff. Okay? So it's our bodies are fighting back. Okay? The face. The face up here. Okay? The face represents God of all. It's the zoology. It's everything. Everything. We are everything. We are one. Meshkama esuke esuke. Sukubaleta doburikata murikai. Okay? The giants. Okay? Like I said, right there in the center of it all. Okay? That is like a big part of ego. It represents the big businesses, the big stores, the corporations, the corruption, the greed, the ignorance. And it's all over. And the cock of the walk. You know, you got the ego, the puffing up the chest. I know my face went weird right there, but that's okay. They're expressive, and we're allowed to be. Okay, the ants. Okay, so those are the cocks right there. Okay, and if you look over here, it's like an ant face. Okay, the ants. The ants are the people. The worker ants. They destroy us. We put it back together. But they're telling us to put it back together where it's easy that the wind will blow it over like the Three Little Pigs. Unless your house is made like a brick shit house. Literally. You got the big bad wolf at the door. with the straw houses, the twig houses. They should come. Hear that? Hear that? The difference? The big bad wolf. I'm going to huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. And it blows our house over. Because it's not made like a brick shit house anymore. It's made to fall down. To have to go and fork out crap piles of money to build something that's just going to come crumbling down again. But how often God, they say, natural disaster, act of God. Most insurance companies don't cover it, do they? But most stuff, most damage is caused by what they say is an act of God. A lot of act of God happening right now. And how many people are having it covered under their insurance? But these big corporations are getting shit piles of money. They don't want to pay out. They want your money, but they don't want to pay you. So you get these contract things, and they know that most people don't read the contracts, especially that fine little tiny print that nobody can see unless you got one massive ass magnifying glass. And they hold the magnifying glass over the ants to burn us, to keep us. I'd be pretty much a hypocrite if I told somebody else that I didn't believe what they said, because I do. Okay? So the hearts around the head, right up there. And if you actually count them, there's like 12 or 13, so it's like the 12 disciples. Okay? So the hearts represent love, right? And we said the crown was of Jesus. They'll all say that Jesus was the king, but we're all like, Jesus was telling us we were like him, we were greater. He was waking us up to this, to tell us that we are able to do the things that he does, but we're told that no, only he can. He may have had different abilities and powers, greater than some, maybe greater than most. But he was telling us, that's what he was telling us. This is a psychic drawing. I even took it to a place where they're into this, the psychics and mediums and cards and what have you. And they said that I drew the apocalypse, right from the hierarchy right down to the rebirth of the new earth, the crown right down to the people. Now I got another picture after this is done. Okay, so then we got the ears. Okay, get the ears in there. They tell you speak no evil, hear no evil, see no evil. Okay, so you get your ears. Once you see it, you just got to let it go and move past it and say, hey, I'm not going to cater to your crap anymore. We're saying all this stuff about it, but yet we keep doing it. We say about the food at fast food restaurants and all that stuff and all the stuff at the stores and stuff like that, but we keep going back. I stopped going to fast food places. I go to restaurants sometimes. I went to the McDonald's the other day and got a coffee because I was told that the coffee was now Tim Hortons coffee. But I don't even do that very often because I make my coffee at home. Okay. So then you got the eyes for seeing. Okay. And then the bird. Okay. The bird in the middle. See? Right there. The bird is the actual eye. That's the third eye. The all-seeing eye, God's eye. Some people call it the eye of Horus. Some people call it the eye of Ra, what have you. Okay? It's the all-seeing eye. It's the eye that sees it all. It's the psychic. It's what I see through when I'm seeing different visions, when I'm seeing different things, different timelines, different realms, dimensions, what have you. That's why sometimes, like I said, I'm seeing things, and if I don't make sense to something, it's because I'm seeing it differently than you. Or I'm seeing something that maybe you're not seeing right now because you're not there in that state. And I see it all the time. I see what the yard is going to look like. Okay. And you can do that too. And it may seem scary, and that's okay, because sometimes it is. It's pretty freaking freaky. Okay. So then in here, these are like the angels. Okay. The faces of the angels. Okay. And it represents some of the people, the old souls, because we are all. Some are older souls. Some are just new here because they've come to help humanity evolve, to help the consciousness come to light, to break us free of the chains of our traumas, our pain, the chains that keep us suppressed and down, thinking that you have to work 9 to 5. You got to work 8 to 10, 12 hours a day. You got to work hard. Why do we're not supposed to be killing our bodies for somebody else. We're supposed to be helping each other to stay healthy, happy, and healing. This does have to do with being a hypocrite. Because like back before I even became aware of this stuff, I was a hypocrite because I didn't believe that. I didn't believe a lot of that stuff. I knew that you could, like, there were spirits and what have you. But as far as other things, it was like, right. But right now, I'm reserving judgment on stuff because everything is changing very quickly. So you got your creeds. Okay? They're different creatures, different beings. We are the different beings. We just come in human form. Some of us can see each other. The Marvel, the like, some stuff was made for control. Stories were made to control. And like I said before, the biggest sin is losing ourselves. That's the sin, because we lost ourselves and we started treating each other like pieces of crap. And we've all done it. And we can't say that we haven't, because we have. And that's ignorance. That's not so much a sin as it is ignorance. And the church, a lot of people talk about the church, the cabal controlling. To me, like I said before, church was always supposed to be about the people coming together and helping one another. Like, there's a church close by, and it's like, churches are supposed to be helping the communities. And I'm looking, it's like, where's this church helping a community? Nobody goes to church much anymore, and it's because of what it's been used to do. Some are doing the right thing, and others, like, there's so much coming out, and it's not so much the people as it is the hierarchy of it. Why are they wearing these crowns and jewels and stuff like that when people are starving, homeless? It does not make any sense to me. And if it makes sense to you, shake your head. If you think that, oh, yes, they should be wearing these crowns of jewels and stuff. No, they shouldn't. They should have those taken away, turned into money, and given to the poor. Like, who, for once upon a time, Robin Hood. Steal from the rich, give to the poor. The rich don't mind stealing from the poor, and they get away with it. But if the poor steal from the rich, whoa, off to jail you go. And then when you have the penis through the chimney is meant as behind. We're not seeing it because it's coming in from behind, and we're believing what we're being told because we've been programmed over time. And that's why I say I would be a hypocrite if I didn't believe like this conspiracy. If it feels like, yeah, like I can see that, because you can actually see it. And we see it for what it is. Oh, crap. Like I said, come on, if you don't understand that and you don't see that being in there, that's a ship. But they tell us, no. They tell us, be afraid of them. No, it's not them we need to be. Don't be afraid. Double rainbow. One's upside down, one's right upside. Upside right. If you look, it's like a ring. And the sun is right in the middle of it. Hence my picture over there. I showed you before. I actually might even have that picture. That's a mothership. If I didn't believe that, if I didn't see it, I wouldn't believe it. So I'd be a outright hypocrite. Yep. Oh. And that vibrating thing, that's that. Oh, crap. I'm looking for the other. Oh, and here. I can't get it right. But in this one down here, there's a few other planets that are going through it. And you can actually see the stars if you look at it closely. if the light weren't shining on it. Oh, here it is. There's the sun that I was talking about. It's a ring around the sun. Okay. Namaste. There's my angel in the sky. Energy. And if you don't believe this stuff, you're like, and you're seeing it for yourself, we're hypocrites. We're being hypocrites. And here it is. This is what the new earth is going to be like. Okay. And we do have multiple realities going on at the same time. We are multiple different people. Every time we think of something or expand, like I always wanted to be a hairdresser, and I know that I've seen myself at that age as a hairdresser. I may look different, but I know that it's a version of me. I've seen myself at 75. I've actually sat with myself at 75 and communicated through the mind. So this stuff is real. And the stuff that's coming out that we say are conspiracy theories, if you feel it, we just need to stop telling people. That it's conspiracy theories because, like I said, conspiracy theories come to truth. People said that the thing of Nikola Tesla and free energy was a conspiracy theory. Hang on. Because it's coming. It was already here and it was taken. And we let it go through because there was no money to be made. The light bringer. We are that energy. We are the mind. We are the computer. Your mind is more powerful than what you know. And it's hard to comprehend until you realize, like, holy crap, man. I see what they're saying because I'm experiencing it. And the reason why you're seeing so many different things happen, if you look at history, you're actually seeing that timeline happening. It's all intertwined together right now. And that's why people are left and they're like, their heads are shaking and their minds are going. They're connecting with other spirits and they have not a freaking clue what's going on because there's no one out there trying to, like, there's more and more people coming. But a lot of the people that are getting paid to help people, well, in a lot of cases, they're not helping. Some people have been in therapy for 20 years. Well, if they're helping, why have you been in therapy for 20 years? Right? Therapy is supposed to heal you. It's not supposed to keep you coming back. It's supposed to help you get over and get past whatever it is that you're dealing with. And I'd be a hypocrite to say that it wasn't. Because I couldn't understand why going to therapy when it's not even doing anything. For some people, it does. It depends on what you're going through, what you're experiencing. But tell me something. How long does it take before you're back in again? Some people never. But some people, it's just over and over and over again. and they're given a pill. And it's not giving you by taking a pill, it's not getting you through it. It's just suppressing you and dumbing you down and making you experience life for so long, and then it's like back. We're not supposed to be taking medication forever. You are your own cure. We are each other's cure. And that's to stop being hypocrites and pointing fingers at one another, because we're no better than the other person, especially when you're pointing fingers at someone else. Clear it. Bring it up and out. Just create. Align. Chakras. I actually have plant music on right now to help my plants grow. But I'm telling you, the frequencies, they do actually help you. You just get the right frequency for you. The frequency that feels good for your body, that helps you to relax. Not aggressive stuff. Because it just puts our body at disease and anger, frustration. Dancing, singing, having fun, and family is a big thing. And we've been divided by all the crap. And I had somebody say it today. And it's tearing families apart, and they know it. Because if they can divide people and make people angry and frustrated and upset and judgmental towards each other, families we're supposed to be working together through it, not throwing somebody out of the family and not talking to them anymore. This is what has happened. We've been taught to treat each other like crap. Sometimes it's also because you're picking favorites and somebody in the family is a black sheep. Nobody should be considered a black sheep just because they're different. Just because they have different views or they see things differently. Family is about love. And I know y'all know that. Skiputore muna. Kiture. Sigimashkana maya sure. So I'm going to leave you all with that. Some may have liked it and understood it. And some may be saying, you think you're all that. No, I don't. I don't think I'm all that at all. Because I'm still going in every day and I'm catching myself. I do TikTok videos. 74 Enlightened Soul Spirit Mother. And when I do those, I'm doing this. I'm speaking in the languages because I'm sending off love vibrations, energy. I'm sending off healing codes. And it's others. It's my higher self sending out messages to your higher self. to wake you up. And I speak from the heart. We gotta stop tearing each other apart and start building each other up, helping each other, and telling these big corporations to go pound sand. Because we're not can't build it for them anymore. Build for you. Build your temple. You are your temple. Discreto yesai. Kinu makarashkala esqua. Ele todo yesale kod mokria tainuye. Porque tu en. Diz que tu yesere. Isso colera. Ninguém maria shana essa. Esse lebere todo yai. Que be como os como muy essa na essa de todo yai. De que le todo yai. E coleshkara. Gonna leave you with that. I'm sending you all much love, light, many blessings, and most importantly, very good health to anyone and everyone wanting, willing, and ready to accept it. I want you all to be big, bold, brave. Most importantly, be yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Keep going. Never give up. Stay strong because I know you are. I love you. Have a great night.